With this presentation, I'll demonstrate how you create a random order. That's an order that can be created on the fly, that's not created from an estimate. So we go to orders. All the existing orders reside within this form here, in this table. Now create an instant order for the selected job. So in other words, with this job here, BBR test, if I use this particular procedure, it will adopt the data pertaining to that order. So it takes the the same supplier, it defaults to the same supplier and the same code. Although that being said, the most important thing is it adopts the details pertaining to the job. Here we can choose a different code if we want. If it's for the same code and the same supplier, we simply say create. But here we can change it, and I say I want this to be 19.11 and I want this to be Forsyth and Romano, and you'll notice as I type FO, it'll type ahead. So once you see the name you want, just simply press enter. So create the order. Now the order is ready to go. Adding random items. I'll cover that later actually. Adding A and B price items. Here we're asked, do we want to use items, do we want to be able to select from items that fall into that cost code alone, this 19.11, or do we want to be able to select from any cost code, in which case the items will be reassigned to this code for job costing purposes. So I'll just say yes to this at this point in time, and I want to use either price A or price B. I'll just say price A. Okay, so Aquid here, I might want some Aquid here, one of those, add that to the total. I'll say pillar centers, I've got 2 of those. Pillar ends, we might say we've got 4 of these. Tubing 1800 long, so we've got 1 of those. And tubing 2700 long, so we've got 1 of those. Now just for argument's sake, with this particular order, that's all of the items I want to add. So there they are. Now say I want to add an item that doesn't exist in the price list, and it's a one-off item which I might not in the future ever need to purchase again. So I can add a random item, and I'll insert a line, and I'll just call it the special item. Of course, you give it a description that's meaningful. The quantity, I want 1 of these, and there are and this is purchased by the number, 1 number, and the rate is 125 bucks. We'll accept that. So I can add a random item. This is a special item here. Now any item that's in the purchase order here can be edited at any time as well. So we'll come up here and say edit this order. There are some restrictions. If it's a quoted item and you proceed with editing, remove all the quoted items, because clearly if you add new items to an order that's been quoted, then the price won't match what's on the or the items won't match what's on the quote. So we'll say edit this order, and you can change any of these items here. So if we come in here and I'd say I want to add to this, and I'll say black is the color I want, and I can close it, and you'll see that that's updated the order. So just copying that again, and I'm pretty sure if I want to change it to a better quality one, 175 bucks, and we'll close it. So any item that's on the purchase order can be edited, regardless of whether it's a random item that's been added or whether it's an item that's been selected from the price list. So there you have it. So you can do pretty well anything you like with purchase orders. I've covered other things about the delivery and special notes and so forth in the previous video. So I'll call this the end of this particular video, and we'll go on to copying purchase orders in the next video.